If you've been waiting for a real reason to upgrade your Apple Watch Ultra, 2025 might just be the year to do it. The Apple Watch Ultra 3 is shaping up to be the biggest leap this series has ever seen. This isn't just a small bump like we saw with the Ultra 2. This is a complete transformation, and there are some real game-changing features packed in here, so let's break it all down. Everything we know, everything that's coming, and why this might just be the one Apple Watch that finally nails the perfect mix of power, health tracking, and real-world USA. Bility.y. The Ultra 3 is a huge deal, let's face it. The Ultra 2 was good, but it was more of a polish than a proper upgrade. Sure, it came with a faster chip, a brighter screen, and a few quality-of-life features like double tap, but it didn't feel new. And in 2024, instead of giving us the Ultra 3, Apple gave us a black Ultra 2. Now in 2025, after 2 long years, we're finally getting the Ultra 3, and the leap here is going to be much bigger than you think. In fact, 10 major changes are expected. Some of these upgrades have been rumored for years, some are brand new, but they're all aimed at making the Ultra 3 the most powerful, reliable, and intelligent Apple Watch. Yet let's start with the one that's probably going to get all the headlines. Blood pressure monitoring. Apple's next big health move. This is the one feature that people have been talking about for years, blood pressure monitoring, and now, according to multiple sources, it's finally happening with the Ultra 3. Apple has been working on this for a long time. There have been delays, there have been rumors, but 2025 looks like the year it finally becomes real. Now, to be clear, Samsung already does this. Their Galaxy Watch Active 2 had it all the way back in 2019, and almost every Galaxy Watch since then has supported it. Even Whoop, the fitness tracker, offers blood pressure tracking in its latest model, but there's a catch with all of them. You need to calibrate your watch with a real blood pressure cuff first. Only after that will the readings start showing on the watch. That means you can't just throw it on and get instant results. Apple is expected to follow a similar path, at least at first. You'll likely need to calibrate the Ultra 3 with a cuff, probably once or twice a month, and even then, it may only give you trends, not instant on-demand readings. Still, the value here is real. Knowing your hypertension trends and getting early warnings could be a literal lifesaver. Even if it's not always on or super precise, it's better than having nothing. Apple is also reportedly trying to go beyond what Samsung and Whoop offer. The goal? No calibration at all, just strap it on and it works. That's ambitious, and that's also probably why it took so long. But if Apple pulls it off, it could change the health tech game completely. The long-awaited 5G support here is something strange. We've had 5G on iPhones since the iPhone 12, but the Apple Watch still stuck on 4G. That's about to change. With the Ultra 3, we're finally getting 5G connectivity, not from Apple's own modem, but from a MediaTek modem. This will replace the current 4G modem from Qualcomm. Now, will this give you blazing fast download speeds on your wrist? Not quite. But it will improve streaming, make FaceTime calls more stable, and possibly make app syncing smoother. And for people who actually use their watch without a phone around, this is a massive improvement. We're not just talking about speed here. This is about making the Apple Watch more independent, a real device that can stand on its own. Even when your phone is nowhere near satellite SOS now, even on your wrist, this is the upgrade that could save lives. Literally. The iPhone 14 and newer models already support satellite SOS. That means even when you're out in the wild, with no cell service or Wi-Fi, you can still contact emergency services. Now, imagine having that same ability right on your wrist. The Ultra 3 is expected to include satellite connectivity, letting you send SMS messages to emergency contacts, even when you're completely off the grid. And not just to services like 911, but also to your friends and family. This is huge for hikers, backpackers, climbers, and anyone who loves to explore nature. You no longer have to rely on just your phone for help. If your phone dies or is lost, your watch could be your lifeline, even if you already own an iPhone with satellite support. Having it on the watch adds an extra layer of redundancy. And in the outdoors, redundancy means safety. The new S11 chip, power, efficiency, and AI. Next up, we're talking performance. The Ultra 2 was running the S9 chip. The Series 10 got the S10 with an updated display driver. Now, the Ultra 3 is expected to jump to the S11. What does that mean? First, we should expect faster performance and better efficiency, more speed, more responsiveness, and most likely longer battery life as well. But more importantly, the new chip is expected to support Apple Intelligence, Apple's upcoming AI platform. It's a big deal, and we'll talk more about Apple Intelligence later in this script. For now, just know that the S11 chip will not only make things smoother and faster, it's also the foundation for smarter features coming soon. Always display upgrade. This might sound small, but it's actually a big usability boost. The Series 10 introduced a new always-on display. Thanks to an LTPO3 panel, it can refresh the screen more efficiently. For example, the second hand-on analog watch faces can now tick every second, even in always-on mode. The Ultra 3 is expected to get this same display tech, which means smoother transitions, better animations, and even improved battery efficiency when in always-on mode. Right now, only a couple of watch faces support the 1-second refresh rate, but with the Ultra 3, we expect Apple to update more faces, especially the exclusive Wayfinder face, to work with the new display. It's not a flashy upgrade, but it makes the everyday experience better, and that matters. Brighter display even outdoors. Another subtle but important change of brighter display, especially when viewed from an angle. The Series 10 got a 40% brightness boost for side angles, and it made a real difference. Now imagine that on a 3000 nit Apple Watch Ultra, yet it's going to be serious when you're out hiking, biking, or just walking under the sun. The angle brightness boost means you won't have to twist your wrist awkwardly to read the display. It just works. It's small changes like this that make the Ultra 3 a more polished experience, not just new features, but better quality all around. Faster charging, a big deal for Ultra users. Let's talk about something every Ultra user complains about: charging time. The Apple Watch Ultra lasts long, usually 2.5 days on a single charge. That's awesome. But when it comes time to charge it, it takes over an hour to get to 80%. That's where the Ultra 3 steps it up. Thanks to a redesigned metallic back, Apple is expected to introduce faster charging to the Ultra lines, just like it did with the Series X. That model can go from 0 to 80% in just 30 minutes now. Because the Ultra 3 has a larger battery, don't expect the same speed. But even 40 minutes to 80% would be a huge improvement. This changes how you use the watch daily. You could top it off while showering or grabbing coffee, instead of planning full charge sessions. It's not flashy, but it's a massive quality of life boost. Software upgrades plus Apple Intelligence beyond the hardware. The Ultra 3 is also expected to run watchOS 12, which brings a major visual redesign. The new software will borrow ideas from Vision OS, including more transparent layers, bold buttons, and floating UI elements. Think clean, think modern. It's going to look very different. But more importantly, Apple Intelligence is coming to the watch. We don't know exactly how this will look yet, but imagine AI-powered health tips, automated custom workouts, or even sleep coaching based on your body's data. Right now, Apple collects a ton of info from your wrist, but it rarely explains what it means. With Apple Intelligence, the Ultra 3 could finally start to interpret that data for you. Sleep scores, recovery tips, activity suggestions. The possibilities are endless. Wrap up of Section 1. So, to sum up everything we just talked about, the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is shaping up to be the most significant upgrade in the Ultra series so far. From blood pressure monitoring and 5G, to satellite, SOS, a new chip, faster charging, and the arrival of Apple Intelligence, this watch is no longer just for fitness lovers. It's a true survival tool, a health companion, and a smart AI-powered assistant, all on your wrist, and that's just the beginning. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into how the Apple Watch Ultra 3 compares with its biggest competitors, why this year might be the one where Apple finally pulls ahead for good,